I'm excited to talk to you. It's fun to talk to somebody from a completely different country. But t tell me about your sort of background in Bangkok. How did you get involved in illustration and sort of like what your
From when it started, I would say I started drawing since I was 4. Like
yeah
just doodling on the walls and stuff. And my dad and my mom just sort of like saw me and supported me along the way with this kind of area. And okay, he could actually be an artist. And so I studied art. I mean, in high school, and then until the university, I studied in visual communication design. Yeah,
so your parents supported you? They thought there was a future in this kind of thing?
he they didn't think that it
Right.
would be a thing. That's why I mean, like, my dad and my mom sort of gave me some backup plans that, like, oh,
Yeah.
you should try studying, like, guides, that you could be a tour guides and things. That's why I like speaking English and interact with like foreigners.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a backup plan.
Did they come around? Do they believe in your career now, or they're still thinking
Oh my
about?
God, they just kept like telling like people about me recently, even though they didn't believe, like it's like a next phase of mine as well that I had to face, because like my parents had no idea what NFT is, even the blockchain,
Right, right,
even the
right.
Bitcoin. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I barely know what it is. So
oh my God, yeah. They sort of thought it was like a fart in the air, that it would not be really profitable. It was just
yeah,
like some digital art posting somewhere in a specific, website, something like that. Until I make bucks, and then my dad was like, "Is this a thing?"
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny how that happens. Yeah, I still don't know what the future of NFTs. I don't know if it's a. I mean, it's definitely, I believe in it. I just don't know how
Hmm.
it's going to evolve. So it's up in the air. But let me ask you. So uh, you went to art school. You studied art in the university, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes.
And then did you get into commercial illustration, or I see on your Behance page, you did a lot of
Oh,
jobs for various companies. So did you work for an agency or do you do freelance?
I do freelance. Yes, I do freelance, but I have like my personal manager taking care of my profile. Like
Oh, okay.
hunting the agency for me. So it's
Oh,
just
so
like
you
my. Mhm.
so you have a rep.
Yeah.
Is he he or she are they based in Thailand?
Yes, yes, yes. In Thailand, and she's an English speaker, so she can like you know she can try to find like international clients for me
Oh,
by
wow.
building up my Behance profile, crafting my Instagram and things, but mostly me who decided to post stuff, you know, because I basically my plan is that, like, I let some people who are an expert in things and take care of me in that those parts, while I mainly do on my art thing. I just
Yeah,
draw. That's what I love. Yeah.
yeah, we're definitely going to get into that because I think that's really interesting, the business side. And I think a lot of what I want to do with these showcases
Hmm.
is kind of educate other artists. I want
Hmm.
to find artists who are doing things which are making them successful and sort of talk about that. So I'm very curious. How did you? And actually, let's while we're doing this, I'm going to share my screen,
Yeah, sure,
and then
definitely.
we'll look at your work and we can like talk about it
Okay,
while we look
but
at.
well, first
Oh,
of all,
hold on. Let me. Okay, let
okay.
me let me stop the share. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. No, no. First of all, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity of like bringing me to the interview. It means a lot. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to look through your work. Let's take a look. I want to let's see, share my screen, see how this works. So you can see the screen, right?
Yes, I do
Okay.
see now.
So you said something, I mean, like I said, one of the reasons I want to talk to you is because we met on a user group, an NFT user group on Facebook.
Yes,
And
that's what it started.
yeah, and then I looked at your work and I was like, oh, it's actually really good. And then you also said something that was interesting. You said you started like planning the launch of your NFT 3 months before.
Hmm.
And you also just said something that I thought was interesting, which is that you work with a rep and you let her take care of the business side so you can take care of the art side. And I think those are really important things for an artist to sort of think about, the business part, like how they're actually going to make money, and how the business side works. So tell me about that. Like, how did you have that instinct to sort of like think about the business side? And then also, how did you connect with your rep? Do you pay her on commission, or like tell me about that process?
So I just think that people, I mean, I have the ideology of that, like everyone doesn't have to be good in everything, but you can be good in one specific thing and let the other people do the job that they are good at for you. That's basically it. So you can be the best of yourself in that way, you know.
Yeah, and how did you guys hook up? How did you find this person?
Um, they're basically my friends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
So they were
yeah,
your
it started off like this, like people whom you can trust, something like that. Yeah, but I don't really plan. I'm not planning seeking out for any other, you know, like reps for now. Just
right, right, right.
yeah, yeah, just someone close only for now at the
Yeah.
moment.
So,
Hmm.
but they're doing a good job for you. But I think just having that instinct and sort of knowing that, like, oh, if I want to, if I want to make money off of this, if I just don't want it to be a hobby, I need to sort of like think about how I'm going to get business. And I think in your case, finding someone else to like, um, sort of rep you is really smart. And then
Yeah.
let's talk about your work for a minute. Like you describe yourself. Well, tell me about your work.
I don't know. Most of the time when I describe myself to the people, I would say that I'm like a pop artist who does a little bit of street art style, mixing up together with like a very childish way, you know. Because basically I like drawing cartoons, but I'm I love hip hop culture too. I am a b-boy in general, like you know, break dancer. Yeah,
Can you break dance?
yeah, I do for 13 years already.
Oh man. All right. At the end, you're gonna have to show me a little something. I got
Sure, that's why I love American culture so badly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, I'm just messing around. Um, that's awesome.
Mhm.
What about your influences? Like, are there specific artists that influenced you, or is your influences a lot of artists from the Bangkok area, or is like international, or like what were you looking at?
Mostly international, and like one of my favorite artists. His name is Dan Hip. I don't know if you heard of him.
Dan Hip?
Yeah,
I'll look him up.
he's like an artist from DC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he's the
definitely.
only one. Yeah, but he's not like the only one guy who does work in a very pop art and cartoon-ish way, while everyone does like very realistic styles. You know, like it's kind of similar to mine, and I love his idea. But yeah, since I said to you that I like street art, I like graffiti, I like hip hop, I like b-boying, so I kind of sum it up with my own uniqueness together to create my own, you know, something like that.
Yeah, I read on your one of your pages you describe it as a maximalist. You like a there's a lot going on. There's a lot you like a lot of activity in your work, right?
Yeah, I like it messy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
wouldn't
like it
call it messy
chaotic.
though. I mean, there's a lot going on, but it's very well organized, right?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. It's like even though it's pretty chaotic, but at least you need to find one specific like point that shows the main storytelling of the illustration. You
Yeah,
know, that's the point. Yeah.
yeah,
Otherwise, if it's like too much chaotic, people cannot catch, you know, the content out of it. Or they can catch the content that is like chaotic, but I want it to be specific too, you know?
yeah. That's actually a really good tip if anyone's starting out. I mean, this is a perfect example. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously, this is the focal point, right? Like you know, it's busy, but it's not so busy that you can't find the important part of the story, right? Which is like
Yeah, I mean, like at least I put busy, you know, below, as you can see, right?
yeah,
Like the busy is down there, while like the focal point is up there. Yeah,
And
sounds
this
like
one,
that.
yeah, the composition kind of goes like this, right? Like kind of keeps going in like a
Yeah,
circle.
yeah. I don't know why I like it like flashy. I like it like, you know. That's
Yeah,
how I feel.
yeah, these are great. Is there a lot of Thai? Is there a lot of good Thai street artists right now?
Um,
Or
yeah, I
like,
would say a lot of street artists, but not in a very, pop art or cartoonish way. They do pretty much like a very OG type of street art, like skull, like a lot of details, a lot of
are there some really good ones though?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Good work, yeah.
I'm gonna have to get you to give me a list of some of the Thai artists, and I'll do
Yeah,
like
sure.
a little thing on them. Um, and then tell me what's some of your favorite work? I'm also an illustrator, and this is a question sometimes people ask me when I'm interviewing for like a job or something, like what's your favorite work? And I actually hate this question, and now I'm asking it to you. But do you have like any like favorite work or what?
Hmm. Let me think.
You don't have
My
to. I actually hate that. People ask me that question when I'm interviewing for a job. They're like, what's the favorite thing that you've done?" And it's
oh,
usually,
yeah, but I think I do have my favorite one, but I haven't posted anywhere because it's still ongoing with the brand. It's like my T-shirt that it's like an illustration too. Here, I can show you. Hang on.
yeah.
I haven't posted anywhere.
Oh,
Just wait to be officially launched. Just something like this.
oh wow. Oh, I
Yeah,
think I saw that. I saw that on your Facebook page. You're like getting ready to launch that, right?
yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah. So it's gonna be on my on like a Hawaiian T-shirt design. I can show you right now. It's gonna be like this.
Yeah.
So
Oh wow, that's awesome. It's like
yeah, he gave to me for free as a tester because like they are manufacturing it right now, testing out the fabrics and everything. So it's still ongoing.
I like that you have your I don't know if this phrase translates, but I like that you have your fingers in so many pies. It's an American saying, like you're doing a lot of different things. You're diverse and you're sort of like you do shirts, you're doing commercial jobs, you do like a poster. We call it hustling. You're like you got your
Oh
hustle.
yeah.
You
I
got
even have the word hustle in my as a tattoo in my left
yeah.
arm left armpit. Yeah, under armpit. Yeah.
Talk about that as like your as a strategy for just like surviving as an artist, like your sort of work ethic.
Mm, I just feel like I don't know. Most of my friends in my college, they just all said that, oh, you like the one of the most energetic persons in the class or something because like I like doing things. I like keeping my mind busy. I like expanding. I would say like I like expanding my empire. It doesn't have to be one specific media. It could be anywhere as long as it still remain my own style, my own uniqueness.
Are
Yeah,
you
that's yes.
yeah, that's awesome. Are you able to make a living as an artist right now? Are you
I don't know, but yeah, I'm super confident. I mean, like behind. I mean, even before NFT thing going on, I already have like many projects with agencies around the world. Yeah, even now I'm having a project with Fanta. Yeah, which will be launched
but
soon.
you're able to support yourself with your illustration, right?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
everything.
That's a that's everything, right? Like if you can make a living doing what you want, that's like
Yeah. And also I'm happy to help my friends out like who are good at helping me with marketing or assisting me on like minor art thingy because like I know that in this period of time during COVID pandemic life is tough and
yeah.
it's very rough yeah for some people who can afford a living or struggling to find a job so I'm sort of helping them out as well yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's like yeah, we're definitely going through a tough period. I can I mean, it's been tough. Some, in America, I'm sure there's other places where it's much worse.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you're able to like, keep on going through the pandemic and help out your friends is awesome.
Yeah, but everything there is a little bit better now, right? Or
Yeah,
a
yeah. Oh
little bit.
yeah. Things are getting better here. Actually, in Los Angeles, where I am, they
Yes.
just they just started opening things up
Mm-hmm.
all the way, almost all the
Wow,
way.
congrats. Yeah, congrats.
So like the last thing here to open are the bars. So
Oh yeah, that's pretty obvious, because people getting
yeah.
so close together, touchy, stuff like that. Yeah, I
So
get
they
it.
just opened the bars here, 25% capacity. After
Yes.
after over a year. So it was really weird to see people going out to bars. But the energy has definitely changed here in the last like 2 months. There's a lot more sense of hope in the air. What was it like? What was the pandemic period like in Bangkok?
It's it's pretty stressful and just I don't know, but it's pretty hard to explain. But it has to something to do with politics as well. That is still like this, That I don't want to get deep into that,
Yeah,
Just to be, yeah, just to keep the conversation just what it
right.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
focus
But
on the.
I get it. I get you. But overall, I just feel like yeah, we are still struggling. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well,
So that's why there are so many Thai artists who trying to like sort of transform themselves from like very traditional way of art approaching into a very into NFT. Like there are so many right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people think there's a lot of money in NFTs, and they're just trying to tailor their art to
Yeah,
the
but
NFT.
that's a big plot, right?
Yeah, I don't. I think you need to. I mean, I think you need to follow the type of work you like to do more than
Hmm.
follow the trend of the NFT, right? Like, if you make the work you like and you can tailor it to an NFT, that's great. But trying to change yourself to suit an NFT, I don't think really does anyone any good because it's not really that authentic. That's just my opinion.
I get that. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to remain my style still. I just like to show that like okay, I'm good in this.
Yeah.
And if you support me because I'm good in this and you like my work, it's just that it's not that, oh, it's the meme, I want to buy the meme,
Yeah,
because
I think you have a really fun style. Actually, I'm going to share the screen again.
yeah, sure.
Share. I think you have a really fun style that translates. And I could see, and I'm glad you're to see like these are sold, which is awesome. You have three on foundation so far, and is it three
Yeah.
altogether?
Huh?
You have
What?
three. You have three pieces on foundation right now, right?
Yeah, that basically that. And I still couldn't believe why my third one is just went up to one Ethereum. It's just crazy. It's just nuts.
Well, it looks like you sold the first one for 0.39, second one for 0.55, and then so you're getting your popularity is increasing with each one, which is awesome. And then also
Yeah,
looks like yeah, you have quite a few followers here. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this latest work.
yeah,
What
sure,
was
definitely.
well, what was uh what was the idea behind this one? Sort of like what was your
Oh, well, since I feel like just when I look at the graph and about crypto money, cryptocurrency, people has been saying that the value or the price of Ethereum has like risen up like skyrocketing. So I feel like maybe in the very near future it could be like a king. So I'm thinking about like because when it comes to competition, like currency competition, I feel like it's like a boxing,
hmm,
you know yeah. So it's like, yeah, he's just like the winner, take the belt, take the crown, something like that. Yeah,
yeah, so
while defeating all the contenders.
the winner we call that to the winner go the spoils. The person who wins gets all the women, the history, the accolades. So you think yeah, so this is kind of like Ethereum winning the
Yeah,
war.
yeah. And then he was like holding the globe. So just feel like, oh, conquering.
World dominant. He's kind of like
Yeah, domination. Yeah.
did you see Avengers Endgame? He's
Oh, I saw. Yeah.
what's his name? What's that?
Thanos.
Yeah, he's like a Thanos character
I feel like it too.
here.
A little bit blue, purplish. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. The style is really fun, and I can see why it's popular. I think you do a nice job. I mean, there's the idea, and then there's the execution, right? And the execution has to be strong. So you have
Mhm.
fun ideas, and then also really strong, fun.
I think also like everything putting together too. Like I add a music. If you turn on the music, it's kind of matches the style, and yeah, with like the smashing, from the Ethereum, diamond, like boom, something like that, just to make a good, like better vibe for the collector when they see it, not just only a still picture. But I'm not saying that still picture sucks or anything. It's just that like I know that I need to pull it off with the best of myself, because I mean that I love, animating stuff in general anyway. I like doing like GIF files. So that's why like back in months ago, people had been saying like, oh, you should do NFT because it might suit you, but I had no idea, but I sort of looked it up and, try to study, try to be more, like, yeah, just try to study
Yeah,
about it. Yeah.
you wanted to figure out how your work fits into like an NFT, right? Like you wanted to really
Yeah.
think, you really wanted it to be something that was like suited to like an NFT.
Yes.
What, yeah, talk about that. Talk about you were, I mean, NFTs, really, most artists didn't know about NFTs like 5 or 6 months ago. So talk
Hmm.
about like how you went from an artist who didn't know about NFTs to an artist who heard about NFTs to an artist who made NFTs.
Oh, sure. Yeah. As I said, it started off since, I
Like
think,
when did you first hear the word NFT?
yeah, I heard the word from, I mean, okay, let's just like rewind the clock back to last, hang on. Uh, January, yeah, just this year, right?
Yeah,
This year, but in the beginning, yeah, there's like one comic Instagram comic page, like hit me up and ask me like, hey, you should definitely try NFT, or would you want to collaborate like NFT with us, and pay you in crypto coins. I have no idea with all those terms he was like mentioning like at all. I thought it's sort of like a computer gibberish, like for those programmers. I had
yeah,
no idea.
yeah.
Yeah. Until like days after days, I heard the word NFT very, very often. So
Right.
I looked it up. Yeah. I asked like friend who are investor, because they said that it has to do with cryptocurrency. So I went straight and asked them like, what is NFT? What is like non-fungible token? Yeah, like what is its function? What is can do? Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And
And when I looked it up, tried to do some research, because it's the way that artists need to approach in here in NFT world compared to like traditional or physical world. It's totally different, because every transaction, everything you do, you pay lots of money, you pay
right.
a lot of gas fee. Yeah. And I just recently read your article. It's amazing. So I mean, I think it's nice for all the artists who to be educated on this such thing before you start it off. You kickstart it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, no, go ahead.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
No, I just said it's yeah, it's very important.
And then so at some point you decided like, okay, this is something I can do. And then you mentioned on a Facebook post, like you said, like, okay, you spent a couple of months sort of like rolling this out, right? Like you spent a couple of months setting it up before you actually launched your NFT. And I think this is really important for artists to sort of understand, in my opinion. I'm curious to see how you feel,
Yes.
is preparing your audience for the launch, because a lot of artists, they just make an NFT and they put it out there. It doesn't sell. They sort of wonder why, because they didn't lay any of the groundwork. So talk about preparing the world for the launching your NFT.
Yeah, like I said, those 3 words on the Facebook. I said something about like networking, right? And doing marketing. Like you sort of promote yourself before you starting out. Like, okay, I'm gonna start doing NFT, even though I still have like maybe only 60% clue about this, but I just sort of launch it out so people feel like, oh, this guy's starting. And then when they came to me, or the collector came to, oh, you're gonna do NFT, and I was like, yeah, sure, but I still don't know this and that. Started slowly convinced to ask him more, ask the expert more questions and stuff. And then I started to get more educated. Stuff like that. And also networking. Yeah, I mean, I had a few friends here. I have a few friends here who are investors. Oh, I went to them, talked to them, just like sit down, have a meeting, have a breakfast together, talking about cryptocurrency, and like, okay, would you be down for buying my NFT? I would just went straight like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though some of them just said no, some of them said, I'll think about it. At least it's something. Yeah,
Do you,
I
do
keep it
you,
moving around.
did you know the person who ended up buying your NFTs?
Um, first I didn't know. Yeah, first I didn't know until like maybe some. Yeah, but there are a few who came from my last exhibition, like physical exhibition.
Yeah.
And yeah, they are investor. I sort of try to remember all their profiles, and I heard that this guy is like a Bitcoin investor or something. So I went straight to that person, and then he advised him a little bit and stuff, and I told him what I've known so far, and then he was like, okay, I'm interested on buying your NFT. Just hit me up when you are dropping something.
So
That's
you tapped into your background, your gallery background and your gallery contacts. And let's look at I have your, whoa, what's happening right now? I have your Instagram. Oh, I thought I did. Maybe I don't. Oh well. I thought I had your, oh no, I do. I have your Instagram page up too. So let's go back. I think it's, yeah, I think it's really smart to kind of like think about how you're going to launch. I mean, you have some followers, and
yeah, but I also think that like I don't have like more followers than other famous artists in Thailand.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is like my point is that I mean I found that there are so many famous Thai artists who launch their NFT and didn't manage to pull off or sell stuff out. I think it's not like it doesn't have to do much with repetition anymore. It's like I have a feeling that when you start off as NFT, most of people start off like a zero. You start from the beginning. All yeah.
Yeah. So oh, that's really interesting. So you think NFT? That's a really interesting thought. You sort of think like we all. It's like we all started out again when NFT started. We all started at the same place. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yes, that's what I have feeling about. I mean, I don't know what's behind Bieber's story, but he must have done some marketing thing before starting it out. That's what I'm confident about.
Yeah, me too. And I think his marketing was he had a following because he does like daily tutorials, and he did this thing where he does one illustration every single day,
Yeah,
and then he posts it. So through that process, he built up a following, and those one a day tutorials, those one a day postings. That's like his marketing, right? Like he's building a connection with his audience, and then by the time he was ready to launch, he had built
yeah,
up that relationship with the audience. So I 100% agree that like you need to build up a relationship with your audience or who's going to buy it. There's different ways doing it. I think you did it you do it a number of ways. You do it by connecting with people you've met at your shows. You do it by posting like what you're going to do in the future on your Instagram page. So you have your rep, so you have like a number of sort of ways. And the thing I really like also is, like you said, there's people who have more followers than you, but that doesn't mean that you can't successfully market your NFT, right? Like you have a good
Yeah,
amount.
I wasn't scared at all when I started to know about NFT. I feel like I have a feeling that it hasn't. I mean, maybe it would say like maybe 20 or 30% to do with the repetition, and most of it it's just NFT that you need to learn about it and like yeah, get prepared about it mentally and financially and yeah, stuff like that.
That's awesome. So what is next? How do you pronounce, I forgot to ask you at the beginning, and
Yes.
this is actually terrible hosting. I should have asked at the beginning how to pronounce your name and introduce you properly.
Oh, it's all good. I
Actually,
was gonna say hi to you, Mr. Kelly. I don't know if I shall call you Mike
you can
or
call me
just
Mike.
Mr. Kelly.
Mike.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, like we went straight, and I was sort of did some mistake about timing, so I was like, okay, we better hurry it up, and then
No,
in
no, no.
case.
That was my fault. I should have. I mean, honestly, I should have asked you how to pronounce your name before, and maybe that's why I didn't ask, because I didn't want to mispronounce it at the beginning.
Well, my artist name is Two. That's that.
Okay, that's simple
Yeah,
then.
just Two. Yeah, Two.
So
Um,
we'll call you two, and then I feel like I'm going to need to go back and edit in an introduction at the beginning because it's going to be
sure. Okay, my name is my full name is Nutshapon Tusangiam.
okay.
Yeah, but you can call me Two. My nickname is actually Nut, like because my first
Ah,
name is Nutshapon. Yeah, most of Thai people we all have nicknames because all our names are pretty long. You
yeah.
know, with surname included. So we all have like nickname. Maybe from the beginning of the word. Of the first name, or it could be just a made up name that your parents gave you, stuff like that.
You
Yeah,
know,
but my name is Nut. Yeah.
I think yeah, I think a lot of Americans have nicknames as well. Not because the names are long, but I think it's just I wonder if people all over the world have nicknames. Is that like something every country has, is like nicknames?
And there's always a name that like you feel good being called. I would say that because when you grow up or when you were born, people give you names, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty passive, but you never think about it in an active way that what do you want to be called? You know?
Right. You just
Yeah.
you just sort of go with it. I see, yeah. I like you. I see here you have a lot of your posts on Instagram. Let me ask you this. How often do you post on social media, and like how much time do you spend sort of like thinking about getting the word out, and how much time do you spend making artwork?
Oh, with post, I try to post. I mean, at least once a week, but regularly I do around 2 or 3 posts in 1 week. Yeah.
Yeah. And then how much time do you like, I know you have your friend repping you, helping you out with getting international jobs, but how much time do you spend sort of like um thinking about things that are related to the business, and how much time do you spend like making artwork? Like what's the percentage, do you think?
I would say it's pretty flexible, but I would say somewhere around 2 or 3 hours about networking or thinking about the marketing plan or reaching out to my friends to do work for me. I would say like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I usually just like walk around, eat food, and I just think about what I want to do next while I'm doing other things. Yeah.
yeah, that's still, I mean, it's still working, right? Like it doesn't matter if you're walking around the park, you're still doing that thing, right? So really, yeah, that's
And,
interesting.
okay, and
Ah,
about work process, right? You asking me about how long it takes, right?
or I was asking you, like, so the course of the day, like you're walking around and you're on the phone, maybe talking to a friend about work or thinking about the business, and so that's 2 or 3 hours, and then like how much hours are you spending like making artwork?
Or one artwork would um only illustration would be somewhere around 1 day. Like, yeah, totally would be somewhere around like 20 hours, I think.
Oh, I'm
In
sorry.
one
I
year.
meant per like in a single day, if you're
Mhm.
spending 2 or 3 hours kind of like, doing business related stuff, and each day, how much time do you spend actually like illustrating, like doing artwork?
Oh, okay, now I get it. I think I would give it 6 to 7 hours, just like work period.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in a couple
yeah.
hours.
I try to put my discipline like straight. Yeah,
Do you work every single day?
yeah. Not trying to be people though, but I just like working in general. But yeah. But my schedule is pretty like flexible.
Right, right,
Like
right.
I do work for 1 or 2 hours, and I feel like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
lazy, and I walk around, or I think about networking, and then okay, I come back for like maybe 4 or 5 hours working again. Something like that. Yeah, it's
yeah,
pretty flexible. Or maybe sometimes I just work straight.
yeah, yeah,
six
yeah.
hours straight.
Yeah. So you don't have
Mhm.
you're not one of those artists who has like a set time that you need to be working every day. It's kind of like as long as you're getting in the hours, it doesn't really, you're not really thinking about like, oh, you
Cause,
don't have a
cause
set
I used to
schedule.
work, yeah. Cause I used to work as a full-time job, but I feel like it doesn't suit me. I feel like when it comes to art, it has to do with your mentality and your feeling.
Yeah.
And then if the feeling isn't right in that particular time, it just, you wouldn't be able to create
Yeah, totally.
good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, having a job is good motivation for working hard on your illustration, right? Like like having worked previously at a job you didn't like, that's good
Hmm.
motivation for not wanting to have to do that anymore.
Yeah. And then you also have to give some times per day of motivating yourself, like not art related or not work related. You could be going to park and thinking about the meaning of life, or like dating your girlfriend and admire the good
Yeah,
time you're spending together, just like pumping your heart to feel positive every day. That's
for
what I
sure.
try to feel, because it has to do with a lot of mentality, when you do art.
Well,
Sometimes you compete yourself with the others. Sometimes you think about the finance situation. Sometimes you even think about the overall world or politics, and it's like so many things included, and comes to your head at one time, like a big punch, and you need to like set your mindset right,
and
to
yeah,
motivate yourself. Yeah.
I think you call that like feeding, like you're feeding your brain, right? Like you need to, if you're only putting stuff out, then nothing's coming in. You need stuff coming in to put something out. I feel like
Yeah.
your work, it looks like you have a lot going on in your head all the time. Is that?
Yeah. People say that I sometimes like think too much, like not overthinking, but it's just that so many things in my head.
Is this like the inside of your head? Like your illustrations? Is that like
I
a,
think so.
a metaphor for like what's going on inside your brain?
Could be it. I mean, I couldn't see it visually, because it's like, it's like some electrical nerves in my brain, so I can't really explain. But yeah, it's pretty much like chaotic in there,
Oh, yeah, I
but in
think
a
that,
fun way,
yeah, yeah,
but in
yeah,
a
yeah,
fun
yeah,
way.
yeah. No, I
Mhm.
think that shows in your work for sure. It's not like, it's
Thank
not
you. Yeah.
it's not like hell in there. It's like a fun sort of
Yeah.
thing. Uh, a couple last things. So what's next? Like what do you want to be doing in the future? Like what's the empire? What's the two empire?
Yeah. That's my definitely my point. I mean, I've been telling everyone that my goal is to build my empire bigger, but I still don't know how far it will go or how bigger it will get. But I think my future plan that I just wanna okay, it might sound cliche, but yeah, I wanna be famous. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
even
think
more
making
famous and more famous. Yeah.
I think making and the way to do that is to make good work consistently a lot, right? Like the
Yes.
thing I like about you is that the work comes first. A lot of people want to be famous, but they don't do anything to actually become famous. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't think about me being famous at all, but I think about like how would I get attention from people who like my work,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
people love, or feel about your work,
Yeah, you put in the you put in the work to get the result of like the attention. What do you like doing most? Do you like um doing gallery work? Do you like doing like work on like paintings and drawings? Do you like doing digital work? Do you like animating, or is it all the same?
I think recently I love street art. I like graffiti, but it's so hard to find a job recently because of COVID. You have to go out. So, but but before that, I love doing illustration in general, digital illustration. Yes.
Oh, okay. So you like kind of you like doing murals more, or you like it all? It doesn't really matter.
Mostly digital illustration. Yes, mostly.
Oh, that's what you like the most.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I think I mean, as you know, there's a big um, street artist scene like all over the world, here in LA and all over the world, really. So there's
Artists.
plenty of opportunities out there. One thing you don't have a lot of. I'm looking at you don't have a lot of your murals though on your pages.
Yeah, I don't have a lot. That's why I just started to get into it,
Oh, okay.
like right this year. In the beginning of January, I just first got a first gig, of
Oh, interesting.
doing a mural, doing a street art. Yeah. So
So
I just started out. Yeah.
you want to do more?
I definitely want to do more, but yeah, it's
All
because of
right,
COVID.
let's get the word out. Let's get the word out for you too that you're like you want to be part of like the street art scene. I was actually
Sure.
just talking to a pretty well-known street artist here in LA. He's actually
Mhm.
turned it into like a pretty successful business. And he said something to me that was really interesting. He said he
Yeah, sure.
spends 20% of his time working and 80% of his time marketing. I thought that was
Wow, that's unexpected for me for 80% marketing. That's crazy.
that's what
I thought it was like 50-50.
yeah. I think he's an outlier. I don't think everyone thinks like that, but I did think it was interesting that he said that. And he said, yeah, he spends like 80% of his time marketing, and he makes work only for towards like a show. Like, so he gets
Mm,
a show, and then he's like, okay, I'm going to spend this amount of time making the work for the show, or I'm going to spend this amount of time making work for whatever thing, and then he spends the rest of the time marketing. Um,
hmm.
but he just opened a new studio. He just moved and he opened up a new studio, so it must be working for him. But I just thought it was an
Yeah.
interesting. I just thought it was an interesting answer.
Mhm.
So not that I'm not, folks. I'm not advocating that you spend 80% of your time marketing.
Don't
Uh,
worry. No, I also don't judge him. It's just that like his plan is amazing. You could do whatever you want until you just get there. That's all.
yeah, I do think
You deserve it.
I do. I do think you need to think about the business, though. I do think it's one thing. I don't tell people how. I wouldn't. You're right. I don't want to tell people how to run their own business, but I do think everyone needs to sort of think about how they're. You can make the work, but if you want to
Hmm.
sell it, you need to think about how you're going to sell it and start making some plans for like selling it. And
Yeah, so basically, if you make a very great, like one of the greatest art ever, but you just put it like in your room, you don't go out, you don't tell people that you did this.
yeah,
How would people see you?
and I think how do you feel? I think it's even more than just like you have to do more than just putting it on Facebook or more than just putting it on Instagram. Like there's a lot of really you probably know this. There's a lot of really good artists out there
Hmm.
who maybe aren't doing as well as other artists who you think aren't as good. And yeah, I guess I don't know what the question is. I guess the question was sort of how do you feel about sort of like artists sort of like getting their work out there more than just like putting it on like Instagram or Facebook.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm saying that, like, I hired my personal manager to seek out for agency, because there are so many websites that are looking for artists to apply, the work, like their portfolio there. You just need to, do the research.
You should tell what's your friend's name?
Anna.
You should tell Anna, build her empire, get more clients, and get like.
Yeah. Actually, when I talked about my business plan to my other artists, they all said that, oh, just send her contact to me. I would love to work with her so I could expand my empire as well, Yeah, so let's see how they are going to do that, I don't know.
Yeah, tell her to work on her empire. Like she's getting you work. That means she's good at what she's doing, and take that and keep going with it.
Yeah, thank you.
Did I ask you? I guess the final question was what you got going on next. I think I kind of asked.
Yeah, I said that I mean, like, I don't have a clear answer yet, but I just need
Right.
to be famous. That's all. And I will try, like, to think about a business plan or come up with what is next to expand my empire. Just that. But I used to tell my mom that since I started exhibiting, I feel like it would be nice to own the gallery. But I used to have a dream of wanting to live in abroad. So
Yeah.
if I build up the gallery here, it's gonna be difficult to keep the business around.
Yeah. Look, can I give you one piece of advice?
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't open a gallery. I had a gallery.
Yeah, why? Like,
Don't do it.
not a good benefit?
It's just it's a lot of work that will take you away from what you want to be famous for, and very low return. If you want to open a gallery, get someone to give you like $500,000 to open it, and then you
do no work.
Yeah, what you can do, you can keep working, but make sure you have like a really wealthy backer to take care of everything financial, because it's like then you become, if you're opening a gallery, it's like a full-time job in and of itself, and it takes a while to make money doing it. So like any business, actually, any business just doesn't start making money the day it opens.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like when you start taking care of business, you started to spend time doing what you love less.
yeah, totally.
I think, yeah.
Totally.
Like, it's just all about taking care and everything, Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to start a gallery because you really enjoy a gallery, but love being poor, then you should open a gallery. But if
yeah. It's just a random thing in my head, and I told my mom, and she was like, yeah, and it was like, yeah. But overall, I still want to keep doing my work, and I hope to work somewhere abroad because I want to live, maybe in Europe.
yeah,
Like
come over to America. We'll show you
I
around.
went once, so.
Yeah, come over. I'll definitely hang out with you and kind of show you around. All right, well, you know what? I'll check in. Let's check in down the road. Let's check in next year and see where the empire is then.
Sure.
We'll check in like once a year. And then
I don't know what's gonna happen next, but let's just say that since I stay in the present right now, I'm happy of what I'm doing. Yeah,
totally.
That's what I want to just
No,
express to you.
You're doing great. And then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little write-up. I'll do a little profile on you, and then we'll put this video in as part of it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'm wondering, maybe I'll edit my introduction in the beginning, and it'll look like.
It's all good, Mike. It's all good.
Like I introduced you in the beginning, and then if there's any parts that I look really ridiculous, I'll edit those out as well.
What about my part that I look ridiculous?
No, that I'm going to leave you in.
I'm just kidding.
If you look ridiculous, I'm going to leave it in. But if I look ridiculous, that's not good for anyone.
Yeah, this is like how the girlfriend take the couple picture,
Totally.
Oh, I look good, but you look bad. And I don't care. I look good on this. I'm gonna post this picture.
Whoever has the phone, man, has the power. So. All right. Well, thanks for talking with me, man. Let's catch up again. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to posting this, and I'm looking forward to kind of posting your work and having everyone take a look at it. And
Yeah, sure. And I will have your word out, just sort of like supporting each other as well. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, we'll definitely be in touch, and um, yeah, let's stay in touch and kind of like, see what happens.
Okay. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, talk to you
Thank
soon.
you. Yeah, talk to you soon. Bye-bye. And
Bye.
good night.
You too.
Right? Good night.